What up, everybody? It's Jim Freedom in the house. Jim versus the man. You may be confused at this immediate moment. Those of you that are regular followers aren't confused at all because you know that Jim versus man fills in when Adam Kokesh is busy. And today he's busy for the greatest of reasons. He is getting his houses delivered, getting his prefab buildings delivered that he's going to be building out further. So that's exciting. You should already be following him on his Instagram page at the Garden of Freedom. We'll get to that in just a second in our promos because he'll probably be having pictures of what's going on right now at this second, soon being uploaded into Instagram, so you can be following along with what's going on with him there. It's real exciting times up there in Gardenia, and I'm happy to see it. And I got to turn this just a little bit because my face keeps getting caught up in the logo. I'm gonna cut my own head off. Falcor's out of here. He's disgusted with that angle. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get the promos out of the way. So, the way you can support Adam versus the Man or Jim versus the Man on these days is to go to AdamVersusTheMan.com, like you see on the bottom of the page. Once you're there, there's a button called Patreon. You can click on that, and it'll show you different ways you can support the show, support Adam, and support the show. $1, $5, $10. There's even a $50 option. $10 is where it's at. Those are our better patrons that get access into the Producers Club, which is our Telegram private chat channel for everything Adam versus the Man. We share our links there. We talk amongst each other there. It's just basically a good group of friends that all enjoy the content and want to be a part of its expansion, be a part of its growth. This here that CJ is putting up is the public Telegram channel that anybody's allowed to join. You can go there. We talk during the show. Matter of fact, I forgot I should have that pulled up so that if anybody talks, I can reference them during the show, because that's the thing. So go to the public channel and check that out. If you want to be in the private group, you can either win access into the groups. Let me mute my phone, sorry. You can win access in when Adam has contests, or you can, like I said, pay $10 a month towards the show, which is nothing, couple cups of coffee a month, and you get access to the private channel, which is pretty awesome. After that, go back to AdamVersusTheMan.com and check out the store that CJ's put together. There's a comment Jim Freedom versus Man t-shirt like the one I'm wearing right now. Producers Club members and better patrons get 15% off and free shipping. So it's really a great way to support the show and get the logos out there, get everybody's mind thinking about freedom. And Falcor wants my jacket. He's cold. So check out all the great stuff we have there and enjoy it. Get yourself some merch and then tag yourself on Twitter with Adam once you get it, because that'll be fun. After that, go back to the website and check out the button that says Cigar Federation. That's our affiliate program. They have all manners of exotic flavored cigars. So if you're into cigars, this is a great website for you, and you can use a promo code Adam10 to get 10% off of your entire order there. So definitely check that out. Get yourself some exotically flavored tobacco. They also have Adam's personal favorite CBD infused cigars. So if you are smart enough to be in with the ideal healing properties of CBD, you'll know the significance of that. So check those out. After that, you can check out Instagram. I guess we're going to show you my Instagram first. This is my personal page. I'm at Jim Freedom 1 is my Instagram handle. So you can see a lot of pictures on here. You'll also see on the Garden of Freedom Instagram channel because I took them. So I share them on my personal page too. But you can check those out. I got some that aren't there. And at the Garden of Freedom is the handle for the Instagram channel for the Garden of Freedom in Gardenia. So that's the channel that you should be checking out if you want to see pictures of what's going on with the building right now. So there's the promos. I hope you enjoy that and support the show in any way you can. Today's show is going to be a comment-heavy show, hopefully. Let's go through them right now, actually, see who said good morning to us. Matt Baxley, good morning, fellow Status. He stole that. He stole that from Mr. Status, who doesn't even go by Mr. Status anymore. Good times. It's like a soap opera around here. Craig, good day, Freedom Fam. Jim versus the Man! Exclamation mark. Jim and Falcor for the win. Yeah, you got a fan, buddy. He's relaxing now. Oh, now you can just see his backside. That's appropriate. Sweet shirt. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. Gold morning, Jim. I don't have any gold. I got some Dogecoin, so everybody buy that and let's all have a good day. Gold morning to you, though. Crypto King, USN RET. Is that retired? U.S. Navy retired? Must be taking a weed nap. I'm not taking a weed nap. I was not taking a weed nap yesterday either. I was just, my mind was other places. So that it happens from time to time, but it wasn't a nap. I'm not opposed to weed naps, but that wasn't that yesterday. So just so that's cleared up. Crypto King says, Jim, I would like to invite you and Adam to the Discourse Syndicate. Hang out with the pirates and talk freedom and also learn about Hex. Let me know, brother. Feel free to send me an email, jim@thefreedomline.com, with more information on that. I'm no crypto genius. I'm not, and I don't have anything really to invest, any extra of anything to invest in new stuff. So, but I love sitting around and talking about freedom, obviously. So that part would be cool. So moving on. Weed nap fake news. Yes, that was fake news. Yeah, we've gone over that. So today's show, I thought, I don't know. I thought a lot of things. I don't have any links. I don't even have a producer really. CJ isn't feeling very well today, so he's in the issue with looking at the screen, his eyes and whatnot. So he'll be in the comments today. Yes, I'm taking callers. Thank you for reminding me of that. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in right now. Boom. And this link that I put in the comments right now, boom, it should be popping up whatever you're watching this. You can click on that link or copy and paste it and put it into your web browser and use that to call in to the show. You can even block your camera if you want, just call in audio, say whatever you want. Know that if you come on a troll or whatever, I guess you have that ability, but I'll just hang up on you and that'll be pointless. But if you have something intelligent to say, please click that link, come on, and let's talk about freedom. And in between callers, I'm just planning on winging it, I guess. You know, there's a few things I wanted to talk about. Okay, well, I guess we'll start yesterday. The link is also in the Producers Club and the public channel as well. Yeah, okay, thank you for that. So yesterday we were talking about, to be honest, I can't remember what the specific topic was when I had this thought, but okay, the idea is basically it's regarding godly amounts of money that the government has been absorbing from the people recently. Okay. Now it's kind of a fun theory in my opinion. I used to watch a show. Some of you might know it, might be nerds. Maybe I'm a nerd for watching it, but a show called Stargate SG-1. There's other variations of Stargate. I love them all, but Stargate SG-1 was my original shit. I used to love that show way back in the day, and I was recently watching some episodes of it just for boredom's sake. And there was a part in there where the guy was like, they were talking about how much the program costs. This is now, okay, I'll give you the briefest background I can possible of the Stargate for anybody that could be completely ignorant of it. The Stargate's a show that's the military has found this device. It's a ring that takes people to other planets and space travel, and they meet aliens and they have battles with all kinds of aliens and every possible scenario you can think of. I feel like they got 10 seasons. They go through all of it. It's really fascinating and cool. But it's a secret program as the storyline goes, and you know the public doesn't know about it, and et cetera, et cetera. And there's a few parts where they get into the politics of it. There's this senator, Senator Kinsey, that is griping about the program and wants to shut it down, and he keeps talking about how much it costs, and he's like, we have to be able to explain where this $7 billion a year goes to. And this, so I mean, obviously this show is back in the day, and this is part of the point I'm making, but it's funny to me because it, like, just hearing that they're like $7 billion for this space program that takes them to other countries, and they get all this alien technology, or other planets I meant to say, but they get all this alien technology, and they have all the money in the world, it seems like, to uh, create or to use the highest end technologies and travel anywhere they need to. You know what the point I'm trying to make? It's like the highest end, program according to the storyline, and they say it costs around $7 billion. They reference it multiple times, and the point I'm making here, there's other TV movies and shows that are older that do the same type of thing, that talk about huge government programs that, and I feel like it was Independence Day. There's a part, actually, I think I had it pulled up, matter of fact, because it was part of my plan. That's right. There's a part in Independence Day where they're like, how much does this program cost? Or where do you get, the president's like, where do you get the funding for this? And the one guy's dad, the Jewish dad, says, well, you don't really think it costs $20,000 for a hammer, $50,000 for a toilet seat, do you? And they just look at each other like, that's the point. But I believe in that they said, if I remember correctly, they were like, it was like $50 billion or something, was the money that they were spending or something. But the point is, the money that they're taking now, in reality, it's obviously an unfounded conspiracy, just a theory that I'm just throwing out there out of a random thought. But like, what if there was some major discovery that required these trillions and trillions of dollars that they're taking now? I mean, think about that. If they're in 15, 20 years ago, the shows were talking about these programs and talking about it cost them like $50 billion. That was the number that they could come up with at that time. That was like unfathomable, that they could do this $50 billion at that time. That was just a ridiculous amount of money. And now we're literally talking about trillions like it's nothing. I mean, can you even compare the difference between a billion and a trillion, or 50 billion and a trillion? Is so vast, it's ridiculous. And they're currently passing, what is it, 1.9 trillion is the most recent one they're passing. So I mean, okay, so back to the theory, what if there was something major discovered that requires all this funding? Like, what if there is some sort of alien interaction, or whatever? So what, I mean, I don't know what else, I guess, could cost, and here comes the Space Force. I didn't even really think about that when I introduced this theory, but that could be the secret reason why we have this Space Force now, or whatever. Maybe the Space Force that we think is a joke is actually doing something that would blow our fucking minds, and the powers that be, obviously, the same old story that you hear, and is the narrative for any story that's ever told along these lines, is the people would panic if they knew the truth, and blah blah blah. That would be their argument, obviously, is why they would keep it a secret from the general public. And I'm sure plenty of people will agree with that argument, but I'm one of the crazy people that believe people deserve to know the truth. So that's a wild, fun theory that I've been bouncing around in my head just to see, because I mean, be serious with it. Trillions of dollars now. It's at a time they're just like, I don't know. It's a lot. I'd like to know what everybody else thinks about that. So I'm going to scroll back up and go through some comments. How did you become Comment Jim, and what's your Liberty story? Okay, all right. That could be a whole nother next topic. So let me scan through the other comments, and I'll come back to that one. Craig, appreciate your question. Did Adam grow his hair out? Chris Frank, no. Adam, if you can't tell by all the logo changes, I'm not Adam. Adam's underneath here. See, that's the A for Adam, but this is me, Jim. So no, I'm not Adam. Adam is attempting to grow his hair out like mine, but it's going to take him a little while to do that. His hair's looking good, by the way. I don't know how recently you've seen him, Chris. So CJ, I watched Stargate Atlantis in Afghanistan. That is my favorite series is the SG Universe. The movies are pretty good though. The movies are pretty good though. Yeah, the movies are cool. I like the movies. The original movie was cool, and then I think Continuum is one of the good movies. I've seen them all. It is pretty cool. Check us out. Okay, so the basics of Stargate, as far as the TV series go. Okay, there's Stargate SG-1, which was the original. They had 10 seasons. They went exploring through this ring that allowed them to travel within our own galaxy, okay, to any other place with a ring on it, a Stargate. And then in Stargate, I can't remember, I don't want to misquote which one came first or whatever, but there's Stargate Atlantis, I believe was, yeah, okay, yeah. So Stargate Atlantis, what came next? Stargate Atlantis is when they discovered Atlantis was in a Pegasus galaxy. It was in a whole new galaxy of ours, and they found a way to travel there. So they literally travel there, and the whole show, Stargate Atlantis, takes place. It's a whole different series from Stargate SG-1, takes place in this Pegasus galaxy, and they have a whole different enemy and all this and that. So it's kind of cool that way. It was a way to expand the show outside of our galaxy to new explorations or whatever. Then Stargate Universe took it even further, and their show is basically the plot of their story is they're on this ship that they found that was built by the people that built the Stargates and everything, ancient. I don't remember what they're called. It's been so long since I've seen that series. But anyways, they are on this ship that is programmed to literally venture out as far as it can from galaxy to galaxy. So it literally goes, it jumps out a galaxy in hyperspace, and the people on board are like literally stuck on board now because they got on board and then they jumped out of their galaxy, and they don't control the navigation on the computer of this ship because the ship is programmed by ancients, and so they're just on along for the ride. And every time it stops in a new solar system in a galaxy, they have so much time to go explore the local planets through the stargates that have stargates, and then after so much time, after the ship recharges, it jumps to the next furthest galaxy. It jumps to the next furthest galaxy, and that's the concept is that they're jumping further and further galaxies out. And that's the last I've heard of the Stargates saga in general. Pariah stealing. Yeah, they have been stealing a lot lately. These markets are going to be hit like soon. They're squirreling as much away as possible before that comes along. I guess that is one theory that they're just they're taking all this money because they want to hoard it for themselves because because they see a collapse or something coming or something like that. But it just seems to me like they've already had so much that that none of them are ever worried about not having money. I mean, the people we're talking about, the top of the top or whatever, the people that really actually run this planet and the people that actually influence its major decisions at the top levels, they've already had more than they've ever needed, and they know it. So it's not even quintupling it. It's like to times it by 1,000 seems kind of pointless. But I mean, maybe I just don't understand it. It's possible. It's a good thought. Billions aren't shit anymore. They're stealing trillions. Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So what else we got? Biden loves giving ISIS free Toyotas. So did every other president that we've had in my lifetime. Well, the point, same thing. Maybe not always ISIS, but they've always funded terrorism in one way or another. Do you think there are already military bases on the dark side of the moon? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I think it's possible that there's something, maybe some technology that's used to monitor or radar or even communicate or something with known alien races or something. There's probably something on the dark side. I don't know if it's a whole base. I don't know if they would, do all that. They probably just have a few gadgets that they have a few teams go up every once in a while and operate and try different shit out. I don't know. It's a good thought. Government. Let's funnel all the money to the rich people and tax them so we can't get more money. So we can get more money. They never have any good ideas. The moon isn't real, CJ. Duh. Matt's just letting you know that the moon is fake, and we live on a flat Earth, probably. Where are you going with that? Maybe. Let's see. Marvey says it takes 360,000 employees to cost 9 billion for a business like Toyota earn 250 billion every year. So in a way, with a 1-year profit, they could hire 26 times 360,000 people. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The biggest that's always been companies have always been able to afford the things that they say they can't afford. The biggest companies, you know what I'm talking about, not mom and pops, obviously. They're stuck actually trying to afford the regulations and fees that the larger companies get passes on because they're largest companies. We hear numbers in the billions so much people don't appreciate just how big it is. Counting in seconds, it would take more than 31 years to get a billion. I know. I've done that math. I even brought it up on the show, I think probably a month or so ago. Yeah, 1 year is, or 1 million seconds is 11 days or so, and 1 billion seconds is 31 years. That's how vast that difference is. And 1 trillion seconds is over 30,000 years. That's how big that difference is. And they're taking the most recent one that they're swiping from us is 1.9 trillion, 2 trillion. That's 60,000 years worth of seconds. It's funny. But what about Trailer Park Boys? Every time the boys are going to make it big, that damn Jim Lehigh steps in and fucks everything up. I don't know anything about Trailer Park Boys. Never watched them. I think CJ loves them though, and he's probably giddy about that one. What's my day job? I don't have a day job. I don't. The government has deemed me a felon through bullshit that has no victim, and so I don't get like normal jobs and stuff. I get by what I can get by. I do what I can. I do odd jobs and side jobs wherever they are available to me, and that's what I do. Yeah. So let's see next. The top elite power holders. They are Goa'uld on this planet. That is a Stargate reference. Thank you very much, Ned Kelly, for that. The Goa'uld are the major enemies in the Stargate SG-1 series. So the top elite power holders. I mean, they do have a few of those scenarios in that series. It's funny. A few of the things I love, and a few of my favorite episodes are the ones that they have. They wrote a story about a guy who, like, he had the memories of everything Stargate had, or something like that, and he created a show about it. And like he I don't remember how he came, through alien technology or whatever. He knew the memories of the actual Stargate program, and it was all true. So he wrote a show, and this actual Stargate program let him run the show because they knew it would be an easy, oh, it's just a show, it's just a TV show. If anybody tried to say the Stargate program was real, they could refer to the show and say how ridiculous it was. So it was like a, what do they call it, like a fourth wall or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate, but you know what I'm saying. They were referencing how the show itself could be their way of putting reality right in front of our faces, so that if anybody got too close to the truth, they could just say, "Oh, that's ridiculous. It's a show." How ridiculous would it be for us to make a TV show about a real conspiracy? So it's fun and fascinating. And there's actually, on a side note, there's a guy named David Wilcox that is I will go ahead and call him, well, I don't know. He he has a lot of deeply spiritual things that they're kind of cool, but he also has a lot of deep conspiracy that I disagree with entirely, like demon type stuff, and I don't know, crazy. But anyways, he at one point was talking about having a source that supposedly said Stargate program was real. So it's funny. But Inside of the Ages agrees, SG1 tells the truth. Dude, I can't even tell you how much I would love if Stargate was the truth. It would be my life's dream to go through that gate and to somewhere and experience something on another planet. That would be so cool. But, you know, I'm not the only one, I'm sure. Do you believe in disappearing continents and islands like Mu Atlantis, Friesland, and Eden Maru? I am completely ignorant of that subject matter. I believe, I'll put it to you this way, Marve. I believe anything and everything is possible somewhere in ultimate reality. So, although while I have not seen it, and I don't necessarily believe in it happening here or recently, and I don't know, there are civilizations that disappear, but I feel like what you're suggesting is an obvious supernatural disappearing, like it's there and then it disappears, like not fading away into the stuff. So I don't know. I would like to believe in that, just like I would like to believe in the Stargate. I feel the same way about the Stargate program. It would be fascinating and awesome, and I would love to see proof of that and know that in my experience. That would be awesome. Let's see. 420 Pat Rock. Fallen ones built a Stargate trying to overthrow the throne of heaven. Now we got all these weird artifacts and megaliths left over from Armageddon. They built a Stargate to try to overthrow the throne of heaven. I would need more explanation on that one. It would sound to me like, I don't know. I mean, what do you mean? What are they building? They put a Stargate in front of a literal throne so that the vortex of the gate, when it opened, would destroy the throne? Is that what you're talking about? Because other than that, it doesn't really make sense in my mind right now. So, Adam and Jim versus the Replicators, another Stargate reference. Those are from later seasons where the enemy came in. Okay, we gotta stop geeking out on Stargate. Well, okay, CJ says something about Mars. Let's see what you got. I want to go to Mars myself, but I don't know if Elon Musk would take me or not. He wants to get 1 million people to go to Mars by 2050. It's going to take a lot of people. I was thinking I could be one. I would probably volunteer for that, to go with 1 million people. I mean, if 1 million people felt confident enough that it was, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to read more about it, obviously, too. I'm not sure if I would be ready to go to Mars to colony, and I don't know how long the trip is. I don't know. I don't know who's heard, but Jim Freedom has a grandbaby on the way, so I can't be going to Mars and hanging out and building a new colony. I mean, if it was like a quick trip, if they found a way to get there quickly and we could check it out and come back, then I would, try to take my grandkid with me probably, because that would be awesome. But we'll see, because that's, like you said, by 2050. So we'll see. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. I don't know. It's pretty exciting for me. It's my first one. It's the only kid I have, so that's how that works. Mars isn't a planet; it's luminary. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's go back up. Craig had a question earlier that I said, well, we were going to make a topic. What was it? Let me scrolling up. Sorry, you can see me just sitting here looking silly. Where was it? Oh yeah, how did you become comment Jim? And what's your Liberty story? Thank you again for that, Craig. We're gonna go off on this one. Okay, how did I become comment Jim? That's a pretty fun story, I guess. It's pretty cool. I used to watch Adam all the time. Uh, I'll leave that up so anybody that happens to randomly come in, they'll know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyways, so okay, couldn't tell you what year it was, but I randomly came across the very first video I watched for Adam Kokesh was him outside of a movie theater and doing man on the street videos for people that had just walked out of watching American Sniper, and it had just been released, the Kyle whoever story, blah blah. Controversy around that, and he did beautiful Socratic interviews with people that it even caused like a handful of them to go, man, you know what? Never thought of it like that, and you should just watch it. I don't even know, like I said, when uh, how long ago that was. It was a long time ago, and so I watched. Obviously, like a lot of people do, I liked that so much. So I went to a lot of his other videos, watched a lot of his other videos, became really familiar with him, loved his message, et cetera, et cetera. Every once in a while, every once in a great while, because it's Adam who Adam is. I'd be just like you guys in the comments, and I'd get a comment in, and every once in a while he'd make reference to it. And he'd say, "Oh, Jim says," or I was under James at that time because I was using my whatever personal pages and all that. But um, so, anyways, I was following along, got some word out sometimes, blah blah blah. A time came when he was doing his Campfire Freedom Tour, and he came through Phoenix, where I live, and it wasn't that far from me. So I made the time and went to go see him. Went to go see his speech and everything. Met him, hung out with him, smoked joints with him. It was a good time. And hung out for a few hours and then took off. And then it was like a year or so later or something, he did like another tour and he went to ASU. The first tour was at Ernie Hancock's house in Phoenix, excuse me, where he does freedomsphoenix.com. Another great news aggregator you should check out. Haven't mentioned him in a while. Anyways, back to the story. Met him again in ASU. This time I brought my daughter, who was a little bit older, and she got to meet him and talk, and we all talked and hung out. That time he had a wrestler there with him that was hanging out with us at the end. I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. Anyways, good time. Hung out with him again for a few hours. We ended up going to In-N-Out Burger together after that one and getting something to eat and hanging out. Anyways, much time later, he left after that. I think I seen him one or two more times up at Ernie Hancock's when he come around again after that. But it was always just kind of a, I don't know. He seemed like he had a huge following, and I was always not intimidated because he's not intimidating at all in that way. But it was, I felt like I didn't have anything to offer. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to absorb, the energy and listen to the discussions and whatnot. So I was just kind of hanging out and smoking, and I always brought pot, of course, just because have something to offer, have something to bring, or whatever. And it was always a good talk. It was always a good discussion, and I always wondered like how much he remembered me when I left, stuff like that, and like how much whatever. But anyways, stupid long story short, because I'm a long storyteller because I ramble. The time came with all this COVID bull crap in March and everything, and he was on a tour, and I was following his tour and liking all his stuff. But he said he just offered people to come up to Gardenia and help him build and whatever. So on his first day back, he stopped at Ernie's before he went back to his property after having not been there for a couple years, and I went to Ernie's. I just emailed him like he tells people constantly, email him adam@thefreedomline.com. I said, you know what? And I sent the email and I said, hey man, I was thinking about your, suggestion to come up to the Gardenia, blah, blah, blah. And he said, meet me at Ernie's to talk about it. We met at Ernie's. I told him, I had no expectations of anything. I just wanted to be there and participate and do something, and he offered, so I was accepting. So he said, cool. So the next day we all drove up there in a convoy up to his property and parked his bus back on the property and started camping. We cleaned up the property because it had been, like I said, he wasn't there for a while. So It was just things were overgrown and stuff, so we cleaned up the property, and there was a couple other people there with us. People came and went, and for whatever reason, I was able to, at that time in my life, stay. I had savings built up, and I was fine. And um, so it was just hanging out. And like I said, people came, people went, but for some reason, I stuck around. I was there for like 4 months, and when I first got there, I wasn't doing the show, and I wasn't even part of the show, but I enjoyed. I really loved, like, I'd get up early and walk around. He was doing the show at 9 o'clock in the morning our time then, and I'd get up and like I remember walking around the trailer while he was in the show doing the show, and I just kept thinking how cool it was that I've been watching this guy forever. He's got such a following, and here I am standing outside of his trailer while he's doing the show. It was so surreal to me, and and then like it was like I don't know, a month into my stay there, so that I don't even remember what it was, but he asked me if I could fill in for to do comments for him. He said, "Would you like to do comments on my show, just to highlight comments?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I did it once and a couple times or something, and then I just stayed, and it got regular. And he just started, we just started talking more because I was in the studio doing the comments on the show. Then the show would be over, and again, this is just who Adam is. After the show, he likes people's opinions. What did you think of that? What would you have changed? What do you think? And blah blah blah, and just open discussion about stuff and etc. And I thought that was cool, so I stuck with it, and that's how I became Jim Freedom. Comment Jim Freedom. My Liberty story, I guess it's kind of tied into the same thing. I mean, my Liberty story has been my whole life. I've been learning and growing in little increments at a time. Uh, you know, like, well, I went. Okay, here, check this out. The first time I met Adam, I was telling him about my trip that I took on a bicycle from where I was living in Ohio at the time all the way to Washington, D.C. I just literally, well, I didn't even have a bike at the time when I had the idea. That's how crazy it was. And so I literally bought a $35 bike off of Craigslist, and it had two different tires on it. That's how ghetto it was. And I got on that thing, and I tied a bungee corded all my stuff that I wanted to bring with me to my bike frame, and I started riding 450 miles. Took me 7 days. I put it on YouTube and stuff like that. It was pretty crazy. I shared that with CJ actually on his Internet Warlords. I think it was the Internet Warlords podcast. On one of his podcasts, I shared that story with him, and was telling him about how. So I went there. Obama was president at the time. I rode my bike 450 miles, took 7 days. Before I left, I wrote a letter, not too long. It was like a page and a half or something. I wrote a letter to the president describing what I'm going to do and why I'm doing it. And my idea was that, my 450-mile mountain bike ride was to show that I'm not just, that I'm that's all I have to give is my time and my energy. I don't have $1 million to donate to the campaign. I don't have, connections to anybody to get to see anybody. I wouldn't get within 1,000 yards of him if I went to a press conference or whatever, or when he visited my city, or none of that. I wanted to talk to him, and I thought, if I did this, if I made this sacrifice of riding my bike, maybe that would be symbolic enough for him to give me a conversation. I don't remember exactly how I worded it. Obviously, I'm sure I can find it somewhere if I looked hard enough, the actual wording. But I literally emailed this. My brother helped me. My brother was the one I was talking to when we came up with this idea. Actually, we were standing in his kitchen, and I was like, "Oh, geez, I don't even remember." After one of us, I can't remember which one it was that suggested it. That's what I'm having trouble with exactly. But one of us was like, "You should just ride your bike all the way to DC." I was like, "I should." He was like, "You should," and so I decided I would. It was like a couple months later, but I made the decision at that time with my brother. Anyways, I'm getting a little rambly. So I went there and I emailed that letter to the White House, to supposedly the president, and to every senator and congressman and elected official and news outlet agency that I could think of in my mind, and my brother, and sent it out, letting everybody know, hey, I think this would be a cool story. Some guys getting on a bicycle and riding 450 miles to go ask the president of the United States some questions. Apparently, it was bad timing because it was 2012 when I did this, and Obama was trying to get reelected. So I wasn't important enough. He was way too busy trying to get reelected. I told the guy at the White House, I rode my bike. I went right up to the White House gate and said, "Can I talk to the president?" And after about an hour and a half of itemizing all of the stuff I had on my person and on my bike and calling my family members across the country asking about my sanity, after going through all that and the background checks and everything, he said, "No, you're not allowed to talk to him." He said, "If you the Secret Service literally told me, you will." He said, "It's not going to happen." He said, "If you have $20 million to donate to his campaign, he might talk to you." And I looked right at him. I said, "That's pretty sad that if I don't have $20 million to donate to his campaign, that I'm not worth talking to. As my elected official, he should definitely do that." And he said, "Yeah, well, welcome to America." And I had all this. Okay, this part, people are going to call a conspiracy. People are going to say whatever they want to say about it, but this is what happened. I recorded that incident, and I wanted to post it on my YouTube, but I wasn't able to because it got deleted right off of my phone, right off of my SIM card. I mean, I guess it's possible user error. Maybe I would, was sleep messing with my phone and deleted it for some reason. There's no logical reason why I would have deleted that video. That was the most important video. I did all that work to get that video. I posted videos along the way on my trip. It's on my YouTube channel. I haven't put anything on the screen in a while, so let's go ahead and show my YouTube channel. How about that? It'll be fun. So this is my YouTube channel. You see right here, I have, will the president have a conversation with me? This was 8 years ago. This was me, skinny as I was, trying to, that was a video I made and posted to YouTube before I left. I was in Ohio, just got on my bike at that point. I think I rode 20 miles before I made that video. Then I made another video when I got to Pittsburgh. That one's right here, and I was just talking about some of the homeless population I met and camped out with that night, and et cetera, et cetera. And then you see it says part 2 and part 5, 7, 8, and 9. So part 3, part 4, I have no idea where they're at. They were, part 4 was actually my favorite. I think it was part 4. It was either part 3 or part 4, but it was one where I was looking on a map showing where I was traveling and how I was like videoing the map as I was on the side of the road. And it was a cool video, and I liked that one. And I talked a lot on that one, but only ones that were good are the ones with super shitty audio like this one, because I was such a rookie and dumb at making videos, or really stupid short ones like these ones that just show me riding through the middle of nowhere. And it was kind of cool. But it was kind of cool, like this video, this tunnel, Big Savage Tunnel, that was pretty dope that I rode through. So yeah, you can check all those out. But where I was going with this, so I did all this. I wanted to get those videos posted. I posted those videos as I went, but the video of the Secret Service guys, I literally, I rode a Greyhound back to where I was staying after I stayed in DC for a week, like trying to see if Obama would change his mind and contact me or somehow. It was stupid. Ran out of money, obviously, and had to go back. And so I did all this because I wanted to get a YouTube video with Obama. And then all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, it was like a year later, 2 years later, or something like that, after Obama went ahead and got reelected, blah, 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 he goes ahead and has this video made. He has this great idea to invite 3 random. I don't know if it was random how they picked them, whatever, but they picked 3 YouTubers and popular YouTubers, obviously, and invited them to the White House to have a personal conversation. I mean, it's so. I made this video. It's a couple minutes long about the like I show myself in that old video talking about what I'm doing and why I want to do it, and then I make clips forward of Obama. I feel like he took my script, like I was talking about how nobody trusts the media these days, and somebody they want to see a live conversation with the president on YouTube, and then Obama's telling these other bullshit YouTubers that oh, that this is why I did this, because I think it's important that people see, and trust, nobody trusts media. And he said a bunch of shit that I said, and except for he invited these people who were 3 YouTubers that one was just some guy that basically kissed his ass the whole interview about Obamacare. The second chick was a black chick with green lipstick. You may have heard of her. I don't remember her name, but she has bright green lipstick, and green's like her theme, her color, or whatever. And she's like super. She brought up the issue of police brutality and police killing black people, and Obama laughed. I mean, I don't want to take that out of context. You can just watch the video, but she literally says she cut the hoodie off of her boyfriend's jackets, and he starts laughing, and she's like, I did. I'm serious, because she's worried that it's not going to be. She's not worried about other people. She's worried about the popo, she said. And she asks how he can bridge the gap between African American males and the police. And he gives some most garbage answer, talking about how, police are doing a great professional job. And I clipped that in with some videos of Eric Garner and how the police are not professionals whatsoever. And then, anyways, and the last person, I just took one line from her because it was the most important and summed it all up, I think, because the very last girl says, I've never really followed politics that much, but will you take a selfie with me? And Obama's like, sure. And they take a big group selfie. And I was like, man, this is the most trendiest garbage, and it felt personally insulting to me after what I've been through. Like, nobody else in the world, I don't think, cares or knows, you know what I mean, that was a personal attack on me, but I feel like it was. I feel like that was a personal and direct insult to me and the powers that be, letting me know that fuck you, dude. You are never going to get your way. We are never going to just allow you to come in and expose anything real in reality. This is not going to happen that way. They want to control the narrative, and they will. Whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not, whether anyone likes it or not, what are you going to do about it? That's basically what I got from that. So, yeah. So let's go back. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't know. I guess I should go back to comments and see if anybody's been messaging through all that. Where were we? Someone just flew to Florida this morning from Daytona 500. Has anyone heard anything about Biden trying to block Florida to travelers? Oh, nope, haven't heard anything about that either. Let's see. I love the TPBs. Let's go. Oh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is that what you were talking about? Anyways, oh wait, we already been through these. Where am I at? I want to go to Mars myself. Yeah, we did already read these. Can we try to beat government to Mars to set up our own government? I don't think that's. I mean, sure, you can try. To answer your question directly, yes, you may try. You may do your damnedest. You may do all you want. But even if you did, what are they going to do? They're going to do what they did to the Indians. They're going to say, oh, nice country you have. Nice country we have, huh? Aren't you happy to be free? Yes, you are. You're happy to be. Shut up. You're happy. You're happy. Vice President Jim Freedom 2024. I'm about it, man. I'll run for president. I don't give a damn. If I thought I could have a following, if I thought, I probably need teeth. I'm sure everybody's noticed that Jim Freedom is missing some teeth. That's no secret. So, I think I need to get that handled before anybody in reality is going to take me seriously as a political candidate. Maybe not. Maybe it helps, but I don't know. Let the people decide. I remember hearing about Jim's story on the news. No, you don't. Shut up. You've been T-rolled. I've been trolled. That's what just happened. I been trolled. That's funny. You didn't hear about me on no news. Great story, Jim. Thanks, Greg. It is what it is. I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far. We're 50 minutes in. I don't have any news. Adam offered me links. I told him I'd come up with something, but then when CJ wasn't going to be with me today, and I knew I was flying totally solo, I was like, it's just going to be a rambling show. People are going to either enjoy it or not. So let's see. I'm going to go back to the comments. I'm on Rob's. Honestly, police are different from individual to individual, but you need to know how to interact with them. Well, glad you brought that up. Police are different from individual to individual, and you do need to know how to interact with them. Those are both true statements. But I feel like it insinuates some sort of some cops are good scenario. And to the best of many people, I believe, I don't share that. As people, as human beings, sure, yes, I believe they're decent human beings at the end of the day. But the badge, as the age-old saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and I think that's what happens to every single officer. They end up enforcing every single officer that has a badge on them, unless they're a day one officer and they haven't had the opportunity yet. Violates the Constitution regularly on a daily basis, every single day, as part of their job, and they are proud to do so. So it's difficult to call any of them in their professional capacity good. Anyways, oh, hold on. Unfollow John T. Smith, unfollowing the page due to Adam's pro-Democrat comments. Okay, there's two things wrong with this. Adam not even here, so I don't know what you're talking about. And if you're talking about my pro-Democrat comments, I don't. Maybe you have one of those phones that like you hold it sideways and you can have one video going on this side, one video going on that side, and you meant to comment on this video, but you accidentally commented on that video. I don't know if you're watching what I'm watching, but Democrats are terrorists, and so are Republicans. So that's my opinion. That's all. I don't think I'm pro-Democrat whatsoever. I will email Adam at the Freedom Line and get a debate going. Always, Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin is up. I haven't checked it today, but Bitcoin has been up. I'll tell you right now. Nikki Elf stopped by to say hi to Adam. Your hair, you lost weight, changed your name. I've missed a lot. Hello, Adam and Jim. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Yep, Adam. If you missed it in the beginning of the show, Adam is has to be available to get his prefab houses delivered to his property. So he's site prepping and getting ready to guide the truck in, and that's going to be an experience. I wish I was there with my drone to get it watched from, because I like doing that because it's fun. Let's see. Oh, we got a backstage. Hey, Jim. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Appreciate you. Let me keep going through these comments here. I think I missed one. Julie, I'm enjoying you, Jim. I'm enjoying it. Okay, awesome. All night long, that's awesome. Are you familiar with the American States Assembly? I'm not. The ASA, the American States Assembly. I'm not familiar at all with it, but I'm going to take a wild guess, maybe a hopeful guess even. I want to attribute it to localization. Is it anything like localization where you're the American states? We reduce the power down to the states by abolishing the federal government. That'd be something worth looking into, I think. But other than that, no, I'm not familiar with the American States Assembly. I am no fan of them. Okay, what's it like in Arizona during the Rona? I don't have anything to compare it to because I've only been here right now since it's gone down. But I don't know. It's weird. I guess basically nowadays it's just everybody in masks. 95% of people just don't care anymore. They'll just wear the mask and not even think about it. They just don't care one way or the other. I believe that the majority of them may question the official numbers, things like that, but they still going to wear masks just because they don't want to be confronted by the mask police, or they're scared, so they're not. Uh, they're just wearing their masks. It's basically what it seems like. As long as you're wearing a mask, nobody seems to care about nothing, and everybody's just doing their best to be as normal as possible. It's a little bit weird going to restaurants and things like that, seeing the different policies that don't make any sense whatsoever. But aside from those, people are just doing the best to try to get back life like normal. I honestly, I haven't yet been. I've been meaning to, but I have not yet been back to the downtown Phoenix area where the homeless population camps, basically, because I've been wanting to see how much it has grown, if it has grown since Corona, and what's going on with that. So I'm gonna do that soon. Bring you guys an update on that because I've been meaning to, and it's been God, it's almost been a year. That's insane. It's ridiculous. It's almost been a year. It's nuts. They are not decent if they do that job. I'm not sure what we're talking about. It was about the shootings. Oh. CJ agrees with that statement. Oh, the comments keep jarring on me. Would you do the bike ride again? Yes, Empty Matter, I would. But it would be. I thought about doing it with Trump because Trump might have been crazy enough to talk to me. It could have been maybe possible, I guess, but just because he was so off the cuff, whatever. But yeah, I would. But I would have to have this time. I made a video at the end of that video, rather, that I was talking about. I suggested that I would ride my bike if he would tell me, he would give me a conversation. I would have rode my bike from California, from ocean to ocean. I would have went all the way from the ocean in California to DC and rode across the entire United States of America to get a conversation with the President of the United States that I could broadcast live on my YouTube. That was a stipulating factor, which is obviously probably the reason that I got denied in the first place. But yeah, that's it. We love you, Jim. You're pretty awesome. I loved how much Adam loves the man made you cringe. Yeah. I don't even want to. I can't believe you would bring that up. No, I'm just kidding. That was a interesting time. It was funny. I'm just a spoil sport sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Nice. I love Adam's Land. It's badass. Yes, I don't know if you've been there. Apparently, you've been there. So yes, it is badass. I love seeing it grow. I love seeing, like, I already know it's gonna be cool because next time I go, there's gonna be new buildings there, and it's just cool to watch it grow. I don't know. Your story was really on the news. It was like Fox or something. It wasn't a feature, but they did mention your trip. Really? That's interesting. I wonder if that would be, if I would be able to find that through an archive or something, because that'd be interesting. That would be cool. Are you going to move to Gardenia? I lived in Gardenia, like I said, for 4 months. So number one, I ain't a winter guy. That's it. Up there in the winter, it snows, it's cold, every night it's cold. I'm a summer guy. I live in the Phoenix Valley for a reason because my blood is designed that I need to be warm. I enjoy being warm. Maybe I'm different than most people. Most people I've said this to say they're the exact opposite, but I would rather be hot than cold. I would rather be hot than cold. They always say, oh, well, you can bundle up with the cold. You know what? Anybody who's lived somewhere where it snows like that, you can kiss my ass. You can bundle up all you want, but you can still feel the frostbite in your hands. Your nose still freezes up. Your boogers even freeze. I mean, it's miserable. It's you going unless you can minimize everything to where you just go from your preheated car back to your heated house, and you only have to run in between the two. Screw that. Otherwise, being outside, yeah, I mean, it's fun to play. Snowballs and stuff like that. I guess it's fun to visit, but it's miserable to live in and deal with every day because there's just so many days where you're like, fuck this shit, it's stupid. But in the heat, in the summer, I get as hot as I want. I sweat. I spray a little fan with a mist on me, cools me right down. Yeah, I got to keep doing it to stay cool, but I can still be cool. I don't know. No, that's not even true because out here in the oven heat, you're still hot even with the water spray. But I don't know. I'm weird. I like it like that. So let's see. I do not listen to him. Why would I expect him to listen to me? I'm not sure what you're talking about. If they gave you 1 minute to talk to Joe Biden today, what would you say? Clock starts now. The clock starts now. I would say, fuck your clock and your rules. No, I wouldn't say that because that would be a waste of time. I don't have any idea what I would say to Joe Biden because I have such little faith. If it was live and it was live, I mean, 1 minute's not enough anyway. He's gonna give some bullshit political answer that I'm gonna get mad at and they're gonna kick me out. But I would just like to get that on video so that people can see his live reaction to being uh, questioned, I guess, or whatever. Because if you question him, if he gets the opportunity, if I got the opportunity, this was what I was saying with Obama. I mentioned in the letter, I said I can't give you a list of questions that I want to ask because that's kind of the point of my conversation I want to have with you. I don't want to interview the president. I wanted to have a conversation with the president. I wanted to ask him why is it so hard to fix the problems in the world? And then he would give me some political non-answer, and from there, I could question his answers. So every answer he gives, I can ask a new question referencing the answer he gave. So my first initial question would be, why is it so difficult to fix the problems in our society? Which problem are you referencing? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let's, start with starvation. Why do people still die in our country not having enough food to eat? Why is that a thing? Oh well, blah blah, and he starts to answer, and then I would go from there. I can't tell you what I would ask after that because I don't know what his answer to that would be. Maybe he would give me an answer that would shock me and say, "Holy shit, that makes sense," and my mind would be blown. I'd have a different question entirely for him. Who knows? But I wouldn't know from there. It would be I purposely wanted to make it, and maybe it's foolish of me because it would make me sound stupid or look stupid, but I intentionally wanted it to be not pre-planned. And I mean, obviously, I believe what I believe, so my questions are going to be biased, you know, one way or another. So I don't need to pre-write my questions. I already believe what I believe, and as long as you're giving me the answers are truth, then it shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't have to have anything pre-written down or anything sorted, nothing like that. It was -30 with wind chill here a few days ago. See, yeah, that's I don't know why you do that to yourself. That's retarded. Biden would want 40 million yawns for a time. He wants that China money, man. He's like gonna move America over to yuan. Wouldn't that be some shit? That'd be some That'd be some shit. Same with Jim. I moved to Vegas to get away from the cold every time somebody says, just put on more clothes. Oh, fuck snow and cold. Yeah, exactly. No, fuck that. See you later. You moved to Vegas to get, yeah, okay. I thought for a second it said you moved from Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is cool. Vegas is warm. Vegas is a desert. Vegas is Vegas. I don't know about Vegas now with COVID, so I've heard some horror stories. I've heard some shit from Vegas, so I don't think I would want to go for Vegas right now. You guys just keep these comments coming in. That's fun. We do have a caller backstage, Mike. So if we want to take a break from the comments in a few minutes here, we'll see if Mike wants to jump on for a few minutes and see anything. A couple more comments, and we'll see if he's. I stayed about a week during my travels. Got blisters on my hands, digging a trench. LOL. Filled a wheelbarrow with dirt and took the dirt to Adam and my hubby, who were packing tires. Nice. That's cool. Awesome. Then you can attest how awesome it is there. Depending on how long it's been, you should definitely check it out again because it's growing. He's changed a lot on it. A lot has happened. Surely you're following the Instagram at the Garden of Freedom. I'm sure you are. So, does the government classify you as a felon over a victimless crime involving cannabis? Yes. Yes, they do. They classify me as a felon for okay, well, I'll just tell you the story. Fuck it. Okay, so I was in a parking lot and I was backing out of a parking space, and lo and behold, there was a lady there. I was looking this way, so obviously I didn't see her. Boom, fender bender. Okay, I've created a victim. I got out immediately. Oh, my apologies, blah, 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 blah. Here's my license and insurance information, blah, blah, blah. She's a young girl. It was her mom or dad's car, or her grandpa's car, or something. I can't remember what she said. There was an officer over there doing an impound on a vehicle or something, a couple officers right in the same parking lot. She's all nervous, wants to get the cops involved. I said, okay, whatever, go ahead. Officer comes over. Officer takes my information, writes it down on the information docket, blah, blah, blah. Everything's good. Okay, information's good. Just call his insurance, make the claim, et cetera, et cetera. Have a nice day. Okay, thanks. Girl turns around to walk away. Cop turns around to walk away. No sooner than this cop just handled our situation. Now, at this point, the victim has been made whole. She hasn't been made whole, but she will be made whole. It's been validated that the insurance is good. My license was good. Everything was good. So the victim has been made whole at this point. Again, you know what I'm saying. The victim is on set to be at this point, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So this cop that does all that says, have a nice day, and turns around, and literally almost synchronicity, the way this cop turns around, another cop comes from behind me with a flashlight bright in my eyes, trying to go, and you been drinking or anything today, son? Like that. And I literally was taken back and fell backwards because he scared the hell out of me with a flashlight in my eyes. And I said, no, what are you talking about? And he proceeds to give me all the threats that, well, if you refuse a breathalyzer, we suspend your license for 90 days right now without question, blah, blah, blah. So I blow in the breathalyzer. I'm an idiot, by the way, for all of this. You know, just so we know, because I let the cops walk on trample all over my rights. But anyways, he coerces, he threatens me into blowing into the breathalyzer. Of course, I blow all zeros. He threatens me into searching my car. He searches the car, finds nothing, nothing of any kind, and still takes me. And against my will, I guess I agreed to it because I was there, but I'd said I was under duress. So I don't know how that works, because if you say you're allowing it to happen under duress, that's still against my will as far as I understand, because I didn't want it to happen. But anyways, they drew my blood, and because I have THC from this in my blood, I was given a felony DUI. And I've had to go to alcohol classes and all kinds of bullshit. I don't even drink. I don't even drink alcohol. I don't like alcohol. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't even drink it. But I have a felony DUI that stops me from everything. So that's that. So yeah, that's what to me. To me, that's a victimless crime, right? They might try to argue that, oh, you rear-ended someone, but I wasn't inebriated in any way while I was driving, and I had insurance and everything checked out, and the lady got her car fixed through the insurance, and everything was hunky dory. So I don't know what to tell you with that. CJ needs to get our conversation up on Patreon. I answered your questions perfectly as a politician. Oh, sorry, that's my fault, Matt. He's not even with us today in backstage. CJ's watching as a customer too, so a customer as a viewer, whatever. Let's see. Take me to jail so I can get some honey buns. You get honey buns in jail? You crazy. I ain't been to jail in a really good long time, like actual jail, Fourth Ave jail. But when I was there, we got pretty crappy meals. We got one pretty shitty dinner and a Ladmo bag for lunch. That was it. And again, I don't know. I don't remember no honey buns, so I don't know what you're talking about. But that's cool though. Maybe that's a new thing. Okay, let's see from our caller, Mike, backstage. Would you like to? Are you coming on to call in? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on, call in and say hi. Okay, here we go. You're coming on right now. I think that's a thumbs up. Mike?
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Good. I was just painting a table. I just figured I was listening to you guys. I put myself on the queue.
Oh, nice. Painting a
Just
table.
just for your audience. Here's my qualification. 20 fucking years. Stop calling 911. Stop calling 911, people.
Yep.
You won't have any problems with the cops.
That's true. If you don't, well, yeah. And hopefully nobody else calls 911, right?
Yeah, so it's I get it how people feel now these days. It's a shame, but I did it for 24 years. I never looked really to hurt nobody, but it's a two-way street, and there's a lot of stupidity out there, and I've come across a lot of it. And I wasn't perfect. I'm a human being just like everybody else, but I have to defend the guys in law enforcement because without them, there'd be a total anarchy, and you wouldn't have, there'd be a lot of dead people. There would be a lot of guns, illegal guns on the street, and
I mean, I think personally that it's impossible to eliminate there's always going to be human beings that say, you know what, no, I'm going to look for other people that are in danger and I'm going to protect those people because that's what they want to do. So you essentially can't get rid of all police. You're always going to have people with that intention. What we have to get rid of is their ability to nickel and dime us for every sort of arbitrary nonsense that comes across the board. I mean, when you're driving down the street, you don't use a blinker, or you happen to have a broken tail light, you're being threatened with death when those lights come on behind you. I don't give a shit. If you don't have a license, you're fucked. If you don't have this, you're fucked. If you don't have that, you're fucked. That's what's wrong.
I get it, Jim. I have a son. He's 19 years old. I have another son. He's 15. And I tell my son all the time, I worry about him being pulled over. I live in Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. Ground zero for corruption. I'm part of I was part of the family corruption, and I've been alienated from my kids. I got a lot of experience on both sides of the fence. But the bottom line is that, and I've realized this post-retirement, when it comes to serve and protect, it's really just a motto, and that's all it is, because you can't guarantee protection to anybody at any given time. And the police, when 911, when I hear the on my radio and they throw me a job and it's a priority job, unless it's happening in front of me, I'm really responding to something in the past that's already happening away from me, and now I have to sort out the problem. It's really a people thing. Unfortunately, people come after cops, and I don't understand why there isn't more, because really where the problem is in our legislature and in our city councils, where they make the codes, and don't get me wrong. Cops are fee grabbers. They incentivize it. I belong to the largest police department in the country, and fee grabbing is number one priority in New York City. So separating people from their money through bogus, from bills of attainder, tickets. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, but if you have a person over here telling another person, "Hey, go beat that person up," when that person goes and beats that person up, should that person be mad at the person who told them to, or the person who actually enforced it?
Both of them.
Fair enough. I guess, but that just answers your question why people are lashing out at the cops, because the cops are the ones sticking guns in our faces. The cops are the ones hurting us. The cops are the ones causing the physical harm. That's why they're the target, and we're not thinking of the people giving them the orders, because fuck what those stupid idiots above you tell you. Do what you know is right within you as a human being for freedom. Don't enforce that bullshit. Don't go fee grab. Don't be that guy.
Yeah,
it's your responsibility, not the guys who gave you the orders. It's your responsibility not to follow those orders.
I totally agree, and I think I spoke to Adam about this. That I struggled many a day coming up with my number, and I was a go-to guy in my squad. The bosses, if there was a heavy job, they'd say, if it was a family dispute or there was some crazy. But did they just kill us?
It's something. Yeah, somebody's trying to get you. I don't know.
Just Facebook people.
Just go back 20 seconds and say that again.
No, the thing is that it's incentivized. The whole system is incentivized, just like in regular world. I found out through family court that child support has been incentivized in every state of the union. The federal government incentivizes the collection of child support through the state programs so that the feds, if the state follows the plan, they get federal dollars. They match every single dollar that's given in child support. It's the same thing in law enforcement. They've incentivized the cops. The guys that give out the tickets get weekends off. And they become the lackey to the CO or the command, and because when they go to CompStat once a month or every 2 months or quarterly, the chief of the borough is looking at who's got the best numbers, and I could have 10 felony arrests, taking bad guys off the street, and for robbery, victim crimes, and I would not be treated the same as the guy who wrote 100 moving violations and won those cases in traffic court. This is what's happened to our society. It's weaponized. It's used peoples as commodities, and that's what we are. Human beings are commodities being marketed in different areas, court, you name it. This is what's going on, and nobody talks about it. I know my colleagues, they're just they're off the job now. They're happy to be retired, collecting their pension, just like I am. Don't get me wrong. I put up with a lot of nonsense, but I also had to deal with other things too. This family court stuff really woke me up, and when I became liberty-minded, I'm now part of the tax honesty movement, and I'm not in the system no more because of what I educated myself to understand what the law really says. And that's the thing in our country today. Ignorance is huge, and to try to convince people to see simple concepts and understand them, and so that they don't have to be victims in this no more. It's very difficult, because we've been doing this. The government has been doing this to us for over a century. You're making us, and dividing and conquering us in different ways, and we haven't figured out the one thing that's going to pull us really back together, to be liberty-minded individuals and to look out for our neighbors. Because today, do we really have neighborhoods? Everybody is in a house in a neighborhood, but we're kind of like, well, we don't want to go hang out with them over there. We don't want to be involved with them over there. Everybody is kind of like isolated, and the internet doesn't help. I'd rather, hey, listen, I'd rather have a cup of coffee with you, Jim, and sitting next to you and, sharing, so you get a better feel for me, but you're looking at me on a screen.
Right.
And it's really a shame, and my biggest thing now is like, I tell my son all the time, because he's young, and he's going to make mistakes. He's out doing a lot of stuff, delivering things, and he's always talking about getting pulled over by DOT. And I just tell him, listen, license, registration, shut your fucking mouth. Excuse my language.
Shut the fuck up Friday, right?
Yeah. I can tell him there's 3 rules. Shut the fuck up. This is rule number 1. Shut the fuck up is rule number 2. Motherfucker, shut the fuck up is rule number 3. Shut up. And, and just say, thank you, officer. If I committed a traffic infraction, please give me a ticket or I'll accept the warning. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's assuming that you've paid all the proper permissions and you haven't been previously violated in your past and things like that. You have a driver's license, you have your insurance, you have your registration is just caught up. You're, you don't have a broken tail light, you don't have nothing. Other than that, then yeah, okay. Then you're basically saying, oh, okay, I'm sorry, my tail light was broken, officer. I have, by not saying nothing, you take your ticket. Now you've just got robbed for $150.
Yeah, well, you see, that's the other thing.
At least
Jim.
you're still alive, though.
I could take that. I could take that ticket and help my son fight it if he's willing to do that. Learn about what really fighting for your rights really is, because it's beatable. All these tickets are beatable, but we're always relying on that other person to do it for us, who's really contracted with the state, who's going to look to get some money from us for Facebook. They do that little swirly thing. They don't like what I'm saying, and I'm I'm a retired cop. I don't have to agree, and I go at it with cops a lot of times. I fought with more cops on the jobs over family disputes on who the perpetrator is. There's always the guy that got to get arrested. I said, well, what are you talking about? She hit him with a frying pan. What is he supposed to do? Just let himself get hit with it? Right. She's the primary. She's got to go too. Boom, boom. And I used to get into arguments with bosses. Nah, we can't do that. But there's kids here. The law is the law. This is 1 assault, 2 assault. Bang, bang. Tag, you're it. You're going. And the kid's got to go with grandma. Or if there's no grandma, no family, they got to go to CPS. It's just the way it is. But and I didn't like to see that, but it's we live in a very, very, very crazy world these days, and I feel for the cops. I tell my guys that are still on a job, do nothing. Go sit on the corner, and when that priority job comes over, put your lights on and hit the thing, go woo 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 woo, and go 20 miles an hour. Hit every red light on the way to the job, and take a report for a crime in the past, because the bottom line is, the cops really can't protect anybody. There's no guarantee in our Constitution anywhere. And, you serve them the best you can, but if you're going to make it difficult for them to do their job, do nothing. I used to love that, it just makes me think, I used to get told, I pay your salary. You got to do what I say. And I used to, what I used to turn around and tell them? I said, listen, I got a beef. I'm not getting paid enough. What's up with that? How come I'm without a contract for 3 years? Can you explain this to me? Why do I have to wait? You know what I mean? How come I got to get paid? Suffolk County gets paid 6 figures. I'm getting paid low 5s. There's a problem with you. What's going on? And then they look at you. You got some pair of balls. I says, well, hey, you asked the question. You told me that you're my boss. I'm telling you I got a problem. I used to love it. I used to get in trouble. The boss would come yell at me later. But, it's and I would go out of my way for people. I've helped more people cross the street, more people with babies. I've gone back and I've fed the homeless, and nobody knows.
So those good deeds have outweighed your evil deeds? Is that what you're claiming?
Well, listen, my good deeds, you have to prove that I did some evil deeds. I mean, you got to prove to me I did some evil. You got to have some facts to show me that I did evil deeds. I can tell you I helped a lot more people than any other citizen in that wasn't doing the work that I was doing. Every day I didn't know some of these people. I had guys homeless people roll up at me with razor blades. I could have shot them. One guy used to roll up at me on a razor blade. I could have shot him. I didn't. Some of us have restraint, but some of us are fearful. And you want to know what? They're not hiring the crackerjack guys. They don't hire from the military anymore, where guys are more seasoned. We got people on the police departments today. They're dumb as rocks and robots, and they'll do whatever they're told to do. That's just a fact. I used to tell my partner, I used to go on a patrol, and I used to tell him, I used to look at roll call, and I look at him, and I look at my partner, and says, listen, we're alone today. It says, if anything goes down today, it's just me and you, because look around who's working today. Can we trust anybody in here to come back us up properly? Probably not. And I could get called to a job where I'd be rolling on the ground with somebody in an instant. Emotionally disturbed people, EDPs, you name it. You know, people in the middle of the street naked with a samurai sword, doing his kata in the middle of the street. Been there, done that. You know, people, freaking out on drugs, But, hey, listen, I let a lot of people go. We live in a world now where cops don't have discretion anymore. And that's my biggest complaint about policing today is get them with a veteran guy, teach him discretion, what to 86 or to 90X unfounded to, what's really important, and what's going to, if I arrest somebody, I'm off the street for the day. And if something else happens, there's another cop out there I could have used my help that's not going to get it. But in New York City, it's a bit different because in an instant, I could have 200 guys in one location in less than 2 minutes. And, but it is what it is. But I used to tell people, stop calling 911. If you don't like what we're doing.
There you go, cutting out again. Every time you say, stop calling 911, they cut you out. Oh, yeah, they got your video too, not just your audio this time. They just eliminated it altogether. These bros. There goes.
I wouldn't be able to do the job with the camera.
Backstage. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, your video froze too. I thought you were about to get disconnected there.
Hey Jim, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I ordered a Freedom shirt. I didn't get it yet. You know if it's coming?
That'd be a question for CJ. Actually, he's taking the day off, but I'll forward that message. I would say I think last I heard they were taking like a week or two. How long ago did you order it?
It's not a week yet. It's probably maybe about 5 days, but it's not a big deal. I was hoping to wear my Freedom shirt and show you that I'm on board.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Even though
man.
I'm for all this whole thing, and I don't trust government at all. I don't. I question everything, and listen, I've been threatened by my own kind. I've been a father at the front door of my ex's house, looking to visit my kids, and get threatened by a cop in uniform, telling me he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that, and I'd tell him to go fuck himself, and he'd look at me like, and I tell him, I says, I got more time under my pinky than you got in the jobs that you're doing out here. I said, and that's not the way you approach somebody, Believe me, it's especially out here, they're not very friendly because they've been contracted to work for government, not for the people. You know what I mean? I never lost that, when I was out on the street. I always tried to help people out and treat them with respect. But, Jim, it's like anything else. If you don't get respect, you're not going to get it back. And just because I got a badge and a uniform doesn't mean I got to be abused. But today, they want you to be abused. That's why I could never do the job anymore.
Right.
If you want if you want a real person out there to do real things, you're going to have to allow me to work and try to make things right for people. And I did that a lot. And sometimes we failed because sometimes people are just too difficult. And, sometimes what they want is unreasonable. And any good cop out there, I'm going to tell you this, any good cop worth his weight in gold is going to have complaints. And that's the other thing that people don't understand. They're going to have complaints. And I've had my share of force complaints. I've been investigated. I know what it's like. I broke a guy's arm one night, and they went to CCRB and court in a trial, and I got exonerated for what I did because the guy was totally out of line. I got and CCRB in New York City found me, exonerated me. And the city of New York settled with that person for 5 figures. 5 figures. This is just the way it goes in the real world. Because I don't. That's the only world I ever worked in, is the real world. And you know, I broke a guy's arm right here, and then I made sure he got to the hospital. I made sure I took care of him. I wiped the mesa out of his eyes. I did all these things, and all these things were verified. And so, you know, shit happens just the way it is. And I got vilified on the street, people yelling at me, you know, look what the cop did, look what the cop did. I had to put up with it. I had to fight back. You know, I had to deal with my own. That was the other thing. They wanted me to lie. They wanted me to lie about how this guy got hurt. Tell him that he fell. I go, why would I tell him that? I said, I did what they trained me to do, and his arm broke. And telling the truth.
Dave Love has a question here. Are police unions protecting bad cops a serious problem? I'm sure a cop with a family and mortgage would find it difficult to confront bad cops.
Well, what's a bad cop? You have to identify what a bad cop is. You know what I mean? And that in you know, from what I understand, bad cops of today are the cops that come to your house in uniforms. Are they bad cops? You know who they are? You know,
I think what he's referencing is like when you were on the job and you witnessed another cop doing something, violating someone's rights, they're nitpicking, writing those tickets that they shouldn't be writing that are unconstitutional. Did you do anything against them? Did you, I mean, yeah, you complain about them. Yeah, you tell your boss this isn't right. You have an opinion about it, but did you do anything about it? If you did, you'd be fired.
Listen,
so
the police.
You didn't. You took your pension, so that means you didn't do anything about it. You just let it happen and moved on. That's my guess. I am making an assumption. I apologize. I'm making an assumption. Go ahead.
You can make that assumption, but you know the real world is different than what people perceive. And police unions today, the NYPD, PBA, they work with the city hand in hand for contract negotiations, and they advocate for cops who get jammed up, who have been shot. And it's, you know, if anybody knows Pat Lynch, I know him well. He's the president of the New York City PBA. He's been on TV a lot. He's spoken down in Washington. People know who he is, but the unions are politically motivated. I'm not gonna, you know, I was a union delegate. The first thing I tell a cop if he was in trouble, just like my son, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me nothing because I'm not protected. We don't have attorney-client privilege. I don't want to know. Whatever it is they're accusing you of, I got to get you a lawyer. He's the only person you talk to. And that's the problem we have in society today. Everybody starts me. But the unions, you know, it's the police department itself, the hierarchy does a great job at covering up stuff, you know, when it happens to their own, you know, but and also good cops, good police officers get caught up in bad situations and get fired for no good reason because it's politically motivated. It's the way it is. And, you know, unless you were out there working the street.
Have you ever confiscated a firearm?
Yes, a few times.
What was illegal about the firearm?
They were in possession of a firearm in New York City.
Have permission?
Nah, in New York City, it's very. You know, there's the totality of the circumstances. I remember one time, guys furtively going to his waistband all the time, touching. He's got a big bulge in his waistband. You know, the law says I could go to that bulge. I go, what do you got there? He keeps touching it. I got guns just like that. I take the gun out. It's loaded. I take it. He's under arrest. You got a carry permit for this? And they don't give carry permits.
Permission.
They don't give permission. There's the New York State is like, you know, they don't want to give you any carry permit. So
you see how people view that as an infringement, as a
listen, and this is where I tell you have to go speak to your council people, your legislatures. They made the laws, not me. They made the laws.
Enforce them.
Yeah,
that's trying to pass the buck, you know.
That's what they hired me to do. That's how they trained me. That's where compensation comes into it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's where, you know
Right.
what I mean? That's just,
You're
it's just,
saying you
that's the
needed a
way it
paycheck
is.
and a pension. I understand.
Well, hey, listen, I earned it. I'll tell you straight out, I earned it. I earned
So
it.
the bank robber.
Well, what do you think? Well, you know, so a fireman, he gets a pension too. Does he deserve it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does the
Firemen are
sanitation worker in
heroes.
New York City? He gets a pension
Firemen
too.
are heroes. Do firemen go out looking like creating fires for themselves to
Listen,
put out?
I could tell you shit about firemen that you would make your head spin.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Make your head spin. I could tell you things about 9/11 and the firemen that make your head spin.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's circumstances all over the place. I do appreciate you though. We do have another caller. I believe there's somebody else backstage. So I believe, give me a thumbs up back there if you're backstage to be a caller. Okay, yep, that's another caller.
Jim, thank
So
you very much.
I'm gonna
Talk to you soon.
respectfully thank you very much for calling, Mike. It was nice talking to you. Thank you again for calling in and voicing your opinion. I do appreciate it.
Be well.
Okay, next caller is, oh, there we go. Fina. Hi.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha. How's it going? I know you're
All
from us
right.
from Hawaii, huh?
That's right.
I see live streams from you all the time, like in the morning, just hanging out in your beautiful landscape all the time. You must be in heaven every morning.
Just about every morning. I've been kind of slack lately. I've been waking up kind of late, like, and missing the show. So I feel like I'm not getting as much information as I was, but I did want to come on here since you're out here and you're without CJ and Adam, I guess, and smoke some weed with you.
Appreciate that. Hey, oh, I don't know. CJ's smoke
You hit
weed
the
every day,
button? I don't
bud.
know. I always like the button.
I think that's separate from the program that I'm on that he uses on his computer.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Awesome. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I hit it a little too hard that time. Okay, so good time. So how's life in Hawaii? How's the weather?
Well, the weather's the same all the time. So
77 and sunny.
actually, you know what? It's been cold. It's been cold. It's been. I don't think. What was it? Monday didn't get above 60 degrees. So I had all the windows in my house closed. I had I mean, I was taking it back like when I grew up kind of poor and in a small house, and we didn't always have heat. And so we would open the oven up and heat the whole house with our oven. And I was trying my damnedest to do that here because it was cold.
Wow.
I was taking a page from when I was younger. Well, because I don't have a heater here. There's no heater here. And
Right.
thinking about getting one of those old kerosene heaters. Couldn't find one of those. So I had to take it to the oven again. Just take it to the oven. Turn on all the candles, close the windows, close some doors off, some rooms off. And
I've actually been in the candles and oven world, and when I was in Ohio for a time, so
it works.
it works. It warms you right up. You need to hang out in the kitchen too, right? Get some chairs and hang out right there in the warm kitchen. Yeah.
Like, why you got 3 chairs by your oven? You'll see.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Go hang out upstairs and then come back and ask me that in 20 minutes. So is Hawaii, so Healthy Disrespect for Authority says, so is Hawaii now saying global warming my ass? Question mark. What does Hawaii think about global warming? Let's just ask it that way.
I don't really speak for Hawaii. I can't speak for Hawaii.
Okay, what do you think about global warming? If you feel like touching on that, you can say pass if you want. That's no problem.
No, I think that we need to clean up our world for sure. I'm gonna say that right now. I think that we need to clean up our world, clean up our act, stop littering. Old people, stop littering. I've noticed it's mostly old people that litter. I'm not gonna say it's all old people that litter, but come on, stop littering. Stop littering, recycle, reduce, reuse. But here's another one is refuse. Like, just stop with the plastic. Just stop getting plastic. Learn to drink out of a cup. You know, we don't need straws. But here's the thing. I think the polar ice caps were gonna melt anyways. A little bit. I mean, I do follow like alien theories and stuff like that. I believe in aliens. I believe they're here. There's evidence that there's another pyramid underneath Antarctica. There's also theories that Antarctica is Atlantis, and I think the ice caps were going to melt anyways. We were heading down that trajectory. We're just speeding it up, and so I don't really think that changes anything as far as future-wise for our Earth. But cleaning the Earth up does. You know, Barack Obama once said the reason why would aliens stop here? We're like the dirty neighbors, you know, in the neighborhood. We've got space junk out everywhere. You know, we've got cars in the yard and sofas on the porch. You know, aliens don't want to stop here. They don't want to talk to us. Not like that. So we need to clean our house up and expect company. That's what I'm going to say about global warming. And we should be, because ever since we found out that, as a species, ever since we found out that the sun was going to die and that was going to be the end of our world, we should have been figuring out how to get the fuck off this rock and on somewhere else. That's just survival of species right there. So people wonder why I care about aliens, you know, and everything. And that's why. Survival of species.
Mm-hmm. So you obviously the time we have, what do you put it in? Hundreds of years, thousands of years, less than 100 years before we need to leave the planet?
Okay. There's different. That's two different kind of. Okay, so we have forever. Jim, you and I.
Yeah. Eternal beings and all.
Yeah, we have forever. But this planet and sustainability, I think it'll be something like, you know, our great grandkids are going to live in tire farms and trash heaps and junkyards everywhere if we don't, you know, kind of change our habits that we have right now. I mean, the aliens are going to come. We want the nice ones to come that want to sit in your living room and visit with you. We don't want the ones that don't want to sit in your living room and visit with you, because that means they want to either enslave you or just demolish the planet. You know, there's not really many options. When you're meeting someone, you're either going to meet someone like in a friendly manner or you're not. And I like the ones that want to come to the you know, sit in your living room and have a chat or something.
Yeah. I think most of them would be, I mean, I don't know. I like to think, number one, there probably have been some that have made it into some living rooms and had some chats. You know what I mean? Whether they only selectively reveal themselves. So obviously we both agree that they're already here, right? Aliens are already around. Aliens already exist. They're already around. It's just whether or not we are allowed to know about it publicly.
We talk about who they choose to allow themselves to appear to, right? Now, the people that do DMT, right? I've never done DMT yet. It's like one of those things that it's on my wish list, but I don't want to go to an ayahuasca ceremony. I want to throw up in the privacy of my own bathroom, you know?
Yeah.
And, but the people that do DMT, and they always have this like story about like, hey, you go visit the aliens, you know, the little short people, the gnomes or whatever. And I think we should be doing more research into that, because there's just so much research that says, yes, whenever you do, psychedelics, it connects different parts of your brain that aren't normally connected. And maybe we already know that there's colors out there that our eyes can't perceive. You know, there's pitches in sound that our ears cannot hear. And I believe that there are realities that our mind can't process, except for when we're on psychedelics. You know, and maybe this is our time that we could be meeting, like, hi aliens, you know.
Right.
those people. So I'm curious, did you ever have that experience, Jim?
I have had DMT experience. Yeah, yeah. It is actually only twice. I've only smoked it too. I've never taken it in ayahuasca form. So I've never had the 8 hour trip that ayahuasca brings after you throw up and all that stuff. I've thought about wanting to try that for a deeper experience, but I've smoked DMT twice. The first time was strictly visual. I didn't get what they call the launch or whatever. So like you can smoke a little bit of DMT and you'll start seeing these shapes and patterns and geometrical shapes that just kind of vibrate or move and just feels natural and it's not scary at all. Whatever, you just see really powerful visuals. And if most people stop there because they get, holy crap, there's visuals. But as I found out the second time, actually that's when you want to take your last hit. You want to force yourself. As soon as you start being visuals, you want to force yourself to take one more good powerful hit. And it's not like weed, it's not like cigarettes even. You don't even feel it. It's almost like those vape things where you can blow out a huge cloud of smoke and you barely even really felt it. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you hack up usually or whatever. Anyways, if you take that last hit, then you lay down, you basically fall asleep for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. To anybody looking at you from the outside perspective, you literally just feel like you fall asleep. But even though you go to see the aliens or talk to the aliens or known people or whatever it is you see, some people see other human beings, other souls, they look like souls or whatever. Some people see whatever they want to see, but you still feel, you still understand that you are laying down and experiencing this mentally. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like you feel gone. It's like you feel like you're somewhere else. You literally do feel like you are actually somewhere else, but at the same time you understand that you're only there mentally, Yeah, it's weird.
Out of body. Oh, this is so psychedelic. I gotta tell you this. It's an out of body, inside out experience.
Out of body, inside out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that you're inside your body, but you know that you're outside your body. That you're out of your body. You literally you kind of astro project. You are astro projecting, but it's this consciousness that's like in psychedelics, a loop.
Right.
And even on Star Trek, feedback loop. It's setting yourself up for a feedback loop.
Yeah. But since then, like that's why I've only done it twice, because like I feel like when I experienced that and what I saw, obviously I'll always take with me, but I feel like
it was a little much.
No, not at all. It was wonderful. It was almost like I did want to try it again, and I'm not restricting myself from ever trying it again, to be sure, but I feel like I was challenged to reach that point again without an outside substance. You know what I'm saying? Like within myself, spiritually,
yes,
trigger that DMT experience through meditation or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And can I tell you something, Jim? Gosh, I feel like I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you it anyways. When you combine meditation and these people call them energy works, and you know what? When I don't believe in 100% of that energy work stuff. I don't believe in 100% of it. I think that there are some quacks out there, but when you have legitimate and real serious energy workers, in whether they don't have to heal you when you're not psychedelics, but you take psychedelics with it, that's like you get to ask permission. Like, do you want to go see those people? Sure.
Right. That's crazy.
I mean, that's kind of like what you can open up your mind with, when you combine energy work, things like that with psychedelics and energy work, like what you're talking about, meditation. And there's other things out there we can talk about later offline that take you to a higher level mentally and get you in that same place that psychedelics do, of being able to peel like an onion layers of just, reality off, everything from like just making the grasses moving a little fast to let's go talk to the aliens. You better have something to say though, because it's gonna be embarrassed as fuck if not, or something. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, things can go like, okay. All right, Jim, I'm gonna tell you this. I did kind of what we're talking about with one experience I had, right? And the people I was with were there. They had to come with me. They had to come with me. And they were in this like same psychic space, you know. And one of them was Bobby Hill. Like they're like, you know, I guess their psychedelic self turned into Bobby Hill. Like he had to go pee. He was, turning on the water and stuff, and it's just, anyways. And it was embarrassing. Like he was there, but he wasn't. But exactly, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm smoking weed. It's first thing in the morning too, Jim. I was like, I kind of want to show up on Adam versus the Man today. Thank you for.
Oh yeah, way back there. What is it? 9 a.m. still there?
Yeah, something like that. And so if I wake up at 10 because I stay up late at night, then I don't get to see you guys. Because I feel like I like it fresh live. That's the new fresh news, Live is the new fresh news. It's no longer your morning newspaper. It's no longer the evening news. It's live.
Yeah. I think there is something about live that's been catching people. People like watching live content because they can feel the difference. You know what I mean? They don't feel like it's the layers of fakeness are getting to be too much for people, and live streams are taking that way. You know what I mean? They're taking away the fakeness because people know, I guess I sound like an idiot in between my points I'm making sometimes saying, and shit like that. But people can feel that it's live and that it's raw and that it's
natural conversation.
Genuine. Yeah. It's natural conversation. It's not a, pre-edited whatever.
It's like, how do you like your news? Do you like it well done or raw?
Right. We give it to you raw.
I don't think it's raw, but it's rare. It's definitely in the rare.
Uncut.
It's cooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because or else you wouldn't have little borders and stuff. Because.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I suppose. Live and interactive wins, says Healthy Disrespect.
Yes. All right, Jim. I just came on to say hello and smoke some weed with you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for talking about the psychedelics with me.
For sure. Anytime. Cool. That's always a good time. I'm going to scroll back up just a few rolls here on my mouse button to see if I missed any comments because I was into those conversations. So let's see where I'm at. Every time, he's talking about the floor. He's talking about the temperature. Every time it drops below 50 in Florida, that's my mantra. Oh, no, he's talking about being cold. That's not good. Fina's secretly building a Stargate. Oh, yes, I should have asked her about that. That would have been dope. If she is, I'm the first person to go through that, Fina. I'm the first person to go through that Stargate for sure. That would be awesome. You've been T-Rolled said the amount of ego it takes to stay under 10,000 years of human modernization that we've affected the climate to the point folks say is enormous. Okay, I forgot we talked about climate change briefly. I sort of feel the same as Fina described it. I feel like I have no idea the true math on how long it would be before this planet is unsurvivable by humans because of humans. But I do feel like what we're doing to the planet with fossil fuels is completely irresponsible and disgusting. And it seems silly because of the readily availableness of alternative options, clean options. It seems almost maniacal and evil and by choice to be choking out the planet at this point when there's so many other cleaner options available. And it seems like, maybe the Earth's natural cycle was about to go through this ice age had humans never went through the industrial age and went through the fossil fuels we went through and burned gas out of our cars the way we do, then maybe it would have been 100 years after. You know, on the global scale, it's an ice age that's 600,000 years in between. We might have made it faster by 100 years or something, which when it comes to that moment of the switch, if that were in our lifetimes, if we could have bought ourselves 100 more years by being cleaner, you know, hello, that's the whole point. I think what we're doing, again, to circle back to the beginning, is disgusting, and I don't see any way that in the year 2021 we should still be on fossil fuels. The average car should still be a gas guzzling emission hog. It's just gross. We could do better. Had we done better decades ago and been cleaner, had a cleaner, like Vina was even talking about with the aliens, to bring aliens into this, they would have been highly more likely that aliens would have recognized that global movement to clean up the planet and said, okay, finally humans have reached an evolutionary point where they collectively understand the importance of maintaining a clean living environment. It just makes sense. It's all logical. I don't, like I said, to me at this point, it feels like the people in power are doing this intentionally. And to grab a third rail, I think it's a third rail. Adam says that all the time, but to grab a third rail, she was talking about the Atlantis program and there being possibly another pyramid there. What if, my random thought when she said that sentence was, what if the powers that be are trying to keep us on fossil fuels and pump out as much fuels as possible to start like affecting the climate, to maybe melt the ice caps, to reveal whatever it is so they can use whatever is underneath it, so they can take advantage of the pyramids in a way they've never been able to before. It's a wild, crazy conspiracy, but it just came to random one that came to my mind as that come up. Somebody changed their name to Jim Poop. So let's see what they have to say. The first time I turned into bubbles, like on a molecular level, it was gentle eventually. Oh, I realized myself existing and breathing. DMT has always treated me good. Let's see. Midway through that sentence, I realized he was probably talking about DMT. And then later in the sentence, it confirmed it. Yeah. Turned into bubbles on a molecular level. That's interesting. One last thing I'll say on DMT, was the rest of the part of the experience. After you wake up from the trip you come to, it's funny because like the people will be there watching you sleep, because usually it's good to have what some people call a shaman, but somebody just there to watch you while you sleep. I don't know why they say, you know, buddy system and all that. Anyways, you'll wake up, your buddies say, like, you'll go from like, you'll take your last hit and you'll fall asleep. And then like 10 minutes later, oh man, that was crazy. You'll wake up. I put my head on the wall and Falcor got freaked out. It's okay, boobies. Anyways, what was I saying? He distracted me. Oh yeah, the DMT. So you come out of the experience like, oh man, this is where I was and this is what I did, and it was so amazing. You know what I mean? You just wake up with this amazing story. And my friend, the first time I did it, looks at me and he says, look at your hands. As soon as I woke up, he says, look at your hands. I looked at my hands, and I lack words to describe it really, but I felt like I had x-ray vision. I felt like I could see, and it didn't creep me out or freak me out or anything, but I felt like I could see my bones and I could see my veins and I could see the blood vessels running, you know. And like my nails are oftentimes dirty because I dig in dirt a lot and crap like that, and I don't manicure my nails as best as I should. But when I was looking at them at that moment, they looked like perfect. They looked like completely clean. I didn't have a scratch or a scar on them. They were like, it was like my ideal representation of myself. You know, that's what I was able to see for the next few minutes after I woke up. And looking around, things kind of, there was a few little tracers involved, but it was, I don't know, you'll just have to see for yourself. This doesn't look like Adam Kokesh. Laura Katz, you are correct in that assumption. I don't know if it was the long hair that gave it away, long beard that gave it away, or the big word that says Jim across the name Adam. I don't know what gave it away. It was one of those. It could have been this one. This is who I am, Jim Freedom in the house. And thank you very much. Adam Kokesh is getting a prefab house delivered today. And that's awesome. I just noticed that we're almost at time, so we're going to start talking fast and speeding up through things. Healthy Disrespect loves the name Falcor. Falcor, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Up. Up. This is the boy. This is the Falcor everybody's talking about. He's the man. He's the man. He's awesome. He's my favorite. Yep. That's Falcor, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the best. Just like he's my luck dragon. And he's awesome. Very cool. So, Jim Poop, thanks. Okay, so we're at 2 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the promos one more time before we cut off. Oh, CJ's with us. Okay, awesome. Thank you, CJ. He's ready to do promos for me on the exit. Watch, no hands, guys. Come on, dirty hands. See that? I was just outside this morning digging through dirt because of this guy. Okay, so the ways you can join the show, go to adamversustheman.com. Once you're there, you can click on a button called Patreon, and you click on that. It shows you the different levels of ways you can support Adam and the show here. $1, $5, $10, $50 a month. $10 is the sweet spot that gets you access into the Producers Club. That's the private chat where on Telegram that we share links on the show. We talk about what we thought about the show, new content for the show, things like that. This is the public Telegram channel. You can join it at t.me/Adam versus the man. Anybody can join that. Everyone can go right now. The show's almost over, so you can go right to that link and join the Telegram, the public Telegram channel, and it'll be fun. Then go back to adamversustheman.com and check out the store. CJ's put together a great store there. You got everything from flip-flops and bean bags, coffee mugs, hats, shirts, beanies, everything you can think of. We literally have underwear on there. There's the shirt I'm wearing today, Jim versus the Man. So you can get that order if you're a Producers Club member or a better patron. You get 15% off and free shipping every single time, every single order. So order as much as you want. Have fun with that. Enjoy your Freedom merchandise. After that, go back to the website, then visit the button there that says Cigar Federation. That's our affiliate program. They have an awesome selection of exotically flavored cigars, including a JSK Nug, which is a CBD infused cigar that is Adam's favorite. If you use this promo code right here, all caps ADAM10 on this website, cigarfederation.com, then you're going to get 10% off your entire order, and you're going to love it. And Adam gets a little kickback on that as an affiliate program, so check that out. This is our Instagram page. This is my personal Instagram page, at JimFreedom1 is my tag on there, so you can see videos. Obviously, Falcor is my #1 post. I got some of those kittens from the Garden of Freedom from Gardenia up there. I took those pictures, so I posted them on my personal page too. And check out all my pictures. You may like them. Then you can go to the Garden of Freedom and check out everything that's going on with Adam up there in Gardenia. He's going to be posting new pictures and stuff soon there, I believe. So that'll be fun to check out. So I hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. That's going to be it on this round. One more comment. Hello to Falcor. Thank you. And thank you, Jim. Great show. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody. For your comments and all your kind words. I appreciate it. He had the honor. Yes, you did. You've been T-rolled, had the honor of meeting Falcor. He's awesome. Yes, he did. Very good. Okay, thanks again, everybody. Adam will be back again tomorrow, I'm sure. So have fun with that. And until then, thank you very much. I love you all, and we'll see you next time.